Hi guys, my name is Brandon from Brandon Goes Traveling, and welcome to my channel. My job is to really help you get out there, explore, see the world, and really answer any questions that you guys might have before you go out on these adventures. In this video, we're going to be talking about Luxembourg City as well as Vianden. So before I kick off, the first thing to do is, well, how do you actually get to Luxembourg City from the airport, assuming that's where you're coming in from? Well, there's buses that run every 15 minutes thereabouts. There's two buses. There's either bus 16 or there's bus 29. These run, like I said, every 15 minutes, Monday through Friday, as well as on Saturdays, usually every half hour, and Sundays it's a little bit more intermittent. So yeah, really easy to get to Luxembourg, especially if you're gonna take a bus. It's about 20, 30-minute bus ride, so not too bad. Equally, you could also take a taxi or Uber, but obviously you're gonna be paying a little bit more, but you will get to your destination a little bit quicker. So let's get started. Let's talk about one of the main tourist attractions in Luxembourg City, and that is the Notre Dame Cathedral that's there. And I do highly recommend going into this cathedral, but what I will say is I recommend getting there relatively early if you are going to go. And the reason why I say that is, the lines can get quite long, so you don't want to wait, a million years in the line when you could be doing something else. So yeah, get there early, and I would definitely recommend checking it out. It is free to go in. You don't got to pay anything, so definitely worth a visit there. One thing I will say about Luxembourg as a whole is it is a more relatively expensive country, especially when you compare it to somewhere like France or Germany or I think even the UK. Just to put in perspective, I think I was in Luxembourg and I just wanted some quick cheap meal, and I went to McDonald's and I was looking at about 12 euros for just a standard, m- boring McDonald's meal. I think I was trying to get like a Big Mac or something, whereas in the UK, I think I get it for like £5 or something like that. But yeah, just a thought, just to let you know that Luxembourg is a little bit expensive, so just to keep that in mind. And this is what it looks like in the inside of the Notre Dame. So yeah, if you've been to any cathedrals elsewhere, kind of a similar feel, but still nonetheless, I really do like going into the cathedrals, especially these older ones. I think this one was built in the 18th century, so yeah, definitely worth a visit. And you just gotta admire the architecture because you have to think, if we were to build something like this today, how long would it take, and would it be as beautiful as something like that? I don't know, but it is just something I think you should visit while you're there. So another thing that you'll notice in Luxembourg is this massive bridge that kind of just towers over everything. And one of the cool things about this bridge is you could walk up there and get a nice aerial view of all of Luxembourg. Now, unfortunately for myself, I didn't actually take any photos while I was up there, and I'm a bit annoyed at myself for not doing that. But needless to say, I did take some below and underneath the bridge, and this is where you can kind of walk around. And they do have a few like little like touristy things on the side there as you walk down this path. So another thing I really recommend doing if you go to Luxembourg is to go visit the fortress that's there. It's right in the middle of town. You can't miss it, and you are able to walk through all of the tunnels and crevasses that were built out in I think 1644, if I remember correctly. And I know they were also used as World War II bomb shelters, which was pretty interesting as well. I think currently at the moment that it's closed. I think it's under construction. But if you do go there while they're open, definitely recommend going in them. And I think the total cost to get in there is €7 per adult. It might be 14. It's either 7 or 14, but I know it's not that expensive to do, and I would highly recommend it. So all in all, I would probably say you really only need a day to a day and a half in Luxembourg City, and you can pretty much do everything that's there. If you are going to be spending longer time in Luxembourg, I definitely recommend checking out Vianden. And Vianden is probably, it's probably one of those little hidden gems that, unless you're looking for it, you're not going to know it exists. But it is probably one of my favorite places in all of Luxembourg. And essentially, in order to get to Vianden from Luxembourg, what you have to do is take the train to from Luxembourg City to Ettelbruck, get off the train at Ettelbruck, and then you could take the bus. I think it's bus 570 to Vianden, and I can't recommend it enough. I mean, you get views like this. Now, what I did here was there's a ski lift that takes you up to Vianden Castle, and then you could walk up a little bit on a hill, and you get a nice nice aerial shot really of the castle and Vianden sitting there in the background. So just going back to that ski lift that I was talking about, this shot was taken from on top of that ski, well, from while riding that ski lift up to the castle. And yeah, like I was saying, you get a nice view of the entire city on the ski lift up. From the old buildings there to the river, you kind of get to see it all. I mean, this is basically all of Vianden right here. And I would really recommend going to it because it is a very pretty city and it's just very different from Luxembourg City. I mean, they're in the same country, they're not too far apart from each other, but they're just two totally different places. So yeah, again, this is just coming into Vianden from the bus station there, so not too far. It's kind of like some of the first sights that you'll see while you're walking into the main city there. And then again, yeah, so this is taken literally just a turnaround shot. So you get the castle and the bridge there in the background. So yeah, hey guys, that's gonna do it for Luxembourg. If you have any questions about my travels or if you're planning on doing something a little bit different, feel free to drop them below. And feel free to also please give me a like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Please let me know if there's any other videos I can make. But yeah, thanks for watching.